Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. The Xenobiology update for Astroneer is here, along with the release of the game on the Nintendo Switch. So let's take a look at what's new, what's changed, and talk about first impressions of this update. Let's start with the Nintendo Switch release. I personally do not own a Switch, though I'd like to, so I cannot personally comment on the Astroneer experience on the Switch. But I have spoken to a handful of people who do own a Switch and had early access to the game, and they tell me that it plays great. This is a huge accomplishment, to be honest, as Astroneer has not always had the greatest history of solid performance on consoles. But Systemera has been hard at work, update after update, bringing about more and more optimizations to make the game run better for everyone, console players included. And from what I hear, that hard work has definitely paid off with an excellent experience via Nintendo Switch. By the way, those of you on the Switch who are new to Astroneer, be sure to check out my Astroneer Academy series. In these videos, I, along with several people from the Astroneer community, cover everything you need to know about Astroneer. From surviving your first day in base building to exploring the solar system and its many mysteries, you will find it all covered in detail in Astroneer Academy. Moving on, the big part of this update for everyone, irrelevant of platform, are the galastropods, or space snails. The adventure with these new friends kicks off with a brand new bait and switch mission from the mission control panel of any landing pad. You simply need to activate the mission to receive a strange object. This strange object can only be used on Silva, so head there to deploy what becomes the Xenobiology lab. You will need to provide power and oxygen, but the debris near the lab contains an oxygenator that you can use. Once that is all in place, you can use the control panel on the lab and your mission control panel to take you on a series of adventures to claim all 7 snails. If you want an in-depth guide to all things xenobiology, then be sure to check out Astroneer Academy 601, which will premiere right here on YouTube shortly after this video goes live. Each snail has a preferred diet, and each one provides you with nice perks. One functions as a light, another can make you immune to physical damage, and yet another can help you find nice shiny objects to collect. But you first have to befriend them before they will agree to live in the terrarium provided through the missions. Of course, that terrarium must first be prepared as a comfy place for the various snails, but there are missions that guide you through collecting the proper resources to ensure a nice cozy home for your new friend from each planet and moon. Once befriended, simply feed the snail a seed from a hazard plant and their perks become active. Any seed will do, but if you give the snail its preferred food, the perks will last longer. Once you've collected all 7 and followed through all available xenobiology missions, a special area on the lab will open where you can place each snail. When you do, a nice little cutscene plays and the snails sing a nice little song. This will also unlock a nice cosmetic reward, the lab suit. Speaking of cutscenes, the first time you launch the game with this update, you get a brand new cutscene. Systemera already featured it on Twitter, so I'm not really spoiling anything here. I will say this, it would see that the cutscene is showing us a key moment that ties in with some of the new lore that we can read on the Xenobiology Lab's control panel. Don't skip those because they do tell a nice little story. This update also brings with it an upcoming anniversary item to celebrate the 3rd anniversary of the 1.0 launch of Astroneer. More details will be shared on how to obtain this free anniversary item via Astroneer social media, so keep an eye on that. A huge bug has also been fixed at long last. I am very happy to say that the so-called sticky terrain that would cause you to become stuck on apparently nothing at all has been fixed. Keep in mind, this fix only applies in new saves made since the update launched. In older saves, you will still encounter sticky terrain, but I can confirm that you will no longer be frustrated by running into invisible barriers once you have started a new save. All hazardous flora have been updated to provide multiple seeds from an individual plant, and seed growth times have been reduced. This is handy since you're going to need a lot of seeds to keep your new snail friends fed. Planets now have a larger collision area when selecting them from solar system view, which should make them easier to select especially via controller. And of course, there have been numerous performance enhancements, which will improve the experience for players on all platforms. You should especially notice improved loading times, especially on console. There are new items available in the EXO Outfitters store, but they were not available at the time I recorded this video. Be sure to drop by my Astroneer stream the day of the release at twitch.tv/vaingloriousgaming, where I will showcase all the new cosmetics available in the store. That's everything that's new and changed with this update, so let's talk about first impressions. Overall, I'm pleased with what we have. The performance enhancements will go a long way to making the game more enjoyable for everyone, and I am glad to see sticky terrain finally dealt with. The snail missions are enjoyable, and the snails themselves are quite adorable. But the snails also bring a bit of disappointment for me. Space snails have been discussed for nearly as long as Astroneer has been around. When they were finally confirmed to be coming to the game, the hype and anticipation grew and grew. I believe players are expecting something a bit more from the snails, however. Don't get me wrong, the perks they provide are quite nice, but I think many players were expecting little companions to accompany them on their adventures in a more tangible way. I never expected them to be just small little characters permanently held in a terrarium. I expected to see them out and about, following us around, giving us numerous ways to interact with them. In short, I just expected them to be more than what they are. And because of that, I'm disappointed in how they've been implemented. Hopefully a future update can safely free them from the terrarium and make them a more meaningful addition to the environment of each planet as we go about our adventures. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on this update. A lot of people have been waiting a very long time, not only for Snails, but also for the Switch release. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of both. And don't forget to check out Astroneer Academy 601 for a detailed, in-depth guide to all things snail related. If you're a fan of Astroneer Academy, then head over to the Vainglorious merch shop and take a look at the numerous Astroneer Academy themed tees, mugs, and more that I have available. And come hang out with me on the day of the release and every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time at twitch.tv/vaingloriousgaming for fun and chill Astroneer streams. Until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.